So hey, welcome back to another episode of So-Called Friends.
Hey!
And this week we're going to talk about how do you manage our friend group and your relationships. But before we get into it,
I call my friends.
Hey.
And they call their friends.
Yep.
And now you're on the line getting tea from So-Called Friends.
Come on, singing in the background. Come on.
Hey.
Tish, did you hear E down there singing?
I didn't hear anything.
Because I didn't hear Tish.
I felt like
you
Tish
didn't
was-
have to. You can see it on the video. I didn't hear anything, but Keitha got her back up.
That's a lot of honoring this that goes on in this group at any given moment, baby. It can be anybody at any moment.
At any moment, any time.
And guess what? In this last 2 moments, it was 2 different people, but we gonna move on.
Anyway, down there. So at this point, like we have several different dynamics as far as relationships in this group. I'm single right now. I'm divorced, so I'm single. And I'm gonna give y'all a little story real quick. Just real quick. So I think it might have been a couple of years ago, Keitha was having a Valentine's Day party. And Tiff called me and she was like, "Hey Tam, you coming to Keitha's party?" And I said, "What party?" Yeah, I said, "What party?" And she was like, "She's having a Valentine's Day party." And so, do you know this story?
No, I was scratching my boobs.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so Keitha was having a Valentine's Day party, but it was
invited to a substitute.
Well, it was a couple's party.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't invited. And Tiff said, "Well," she's like, "Well, it's a couple's party." Tiff told me, she was like, "Well, you didn't invite Tam." And Keitha's response was, "Well, Tam is not a couple." And so at the time, I felt like, well, damn, I know some niggas across the way, I could invite somebody. But once I thought about it, I'm like, when you go to parties like that, you gotta know the person that you're going with, because you play games where you really kind of need to know each other. So at that point, I'm like, oh, okay, well, you're right. I'm the single friend. So
well, let me just stop the conversation right here and apologize to my friend, because I'm sorry, friend. I didn't know you felt like that. This is a new
no, that's why I added.
Well, can you apologize to me too?
I'm sorry,
I've been in
friend.
a relationship
I'm sorry,
for a
friend.
while. I didn't even know you had it. Anyway, so I don't feel like it's difficult in this group to manage our friendship, being that some of us are married, some are single. So we have kids that are different ages. Some of us have small kids, some of us have kids that are grown. I think that we genuinely just kind of get in where we fit in. And I don't, even though we're joking about our feelings being hurt, I think that
really
because I'm not always invited to everything, and I think that they kind of know that I probably wasn't gonna go anyway. And I make up for those times that I miss on the days that I do come out with them. I don't feel pressured to go out, just because my friends are going out. I just kind of go to what I want to go to.
Right.
So
Now, and that has nothing to do with the fact that you're married, or
right?
that you have children.
That's
or
just
that
me, because
it's just
even if I wasn't married or had a boyfriend, a lot of times I just want to lay in the bed and read a nasty book.
I'm with her on that one.
Rather than going out or doing this or doing that, I'll lay in the bed and read a ratchet book and be good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, for me, I'm going to call myself the floater of the group because normally I am the one that you can call at any given moment, and I normally can jump up and just roll out. Whatever we're doing, fly out of town, pull up, come to the family event, whatever. I normally hang out with all my friends except one. But it's no fault of my own. You know what I'm saying? She be in the gym working out and she don't never have time. I feel like she ended up trying to get herself entering a bodybuilding competition. I don't really know. But I said that to say that I am the one that normally just kind of goes and do everything with everybody else. Like Tish has little kids, and most of the group have little people under 10 except Tam. And I be at everything with everybody's kids, with all whatever, and I enjoy doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I also enjoy doing me. You know what I'm saying? Like today, if I want to roll out, then that's just what I do. Now I had a road dog in that, but then she went back to the people's job, and now she don't hang out with me either. So actually, y'all submit some requests to see if I can give me some new friends because I don't have nobody to hang out with. Cause
anybody else gonna put up with it like we do? So on to next. So my next thing is for those of us that, well, not those of us, but those of you that are married, do you find that outside forces might have something to say about you hanging out with your single friends?
For me, outside forces, no. For me, no.
Okay.
For me, the outside forces big thing. I'm a hanger outer, if that's a thing. Okay, put that under there. It is. I'm a hanger outer. So
You're a busybody.
I am.
You are always on the go.
I am.
More than everybody.
And it's what I enjoy. If I have to sit down and take a day nap, I'm just gonna feel like I'm bored. And what else I'm gonna be? I gotta get up and do something with myself. So I am a busybody. I am all over the place all the time. If it's not dealing with my kids keeping me busy, then it's my friends, whether it be this friend group or somebody else having something, whatever somebody having, I'm gonna pull up just because I just want to be somewhere and I want to be doing something. However, I am married and my husband is not necessarily a goer. So he is more of a homebody, and I'm not always out. So when you say outside forces, I feel like there are a lot of people that feels like, oh, she always out. Is she married? Is she, and I am always out. But me and my husband have a good understanding, and we have a good connection, and he knows that I'm a little free bird, and he can't cage me in, and he's okay.
And then you also, I think you balance it well also because y'all still, continuously see y'all hanging out,
right,
having date night.
I think a lot of people have opinions about who you should be friends with. True. I hear people saying all the time, oh, married people shouldn't hang out with single people and stuff like that. I'm like, how does that even make sense?
And honestly, I feel like it's more I've seen more toxicity with married couples.
I was just
hanging
about
out
to say
together,
that.
Swapping things and doing things shouldn't be done in married friend groups than I have. You just have your people and I have my people.
Because my friends are not based on their relationship status. They're my friends.
Right.
And so because at the end of the day, people do what they want to do. And nobody has ever been able to make me do nothing I want to do.
Right.
Husband, my parents were hardly able to make me do something I didn't want to do. So if you're doing something,
she ain't never get no whoopings, y'all.
Right. Regardless of who you hanging with, it's because that's what you want to do. So because I don't know what one has to do with the other.
Right. Because I feel like, to me, I've heard people say when I was married, it was just like, oh well, if your friend's doing that, you're gonna be doing that. And I continuously say, can't nobody make me pull my cat out like me.
Oh,
and if I'm gonna pull that, no, but I mean, for real though,
come on, baby.
I word it that way, but I think that a lot of times that's what men think. Oh, if you hanging out with me, I'm gonna make you do single things, act single,
Well, let's talk about that. What does that mean about being single? Because I feel like single people are in different stages of their life as well.
Very true.
And just because you're single doesn't mean that you're out giving your cat away.
And I've not only heard men say that, I've heard women say that too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you always out with your friends, you always out, okay.
What y'all don't know is me being, I'm not always with my friends, but I am with them in different times a lot, right? But me being with them is therapy for me. You know what I'm saying? I be needing to get away and hang out with them because with them, I can tell you it's a number of things that I feel. I feel happy, joy, frustration, because sometimes you gotta cuss a bitch out. I feel a bunch of different things, but I also feel relieved. I feel like all the things that I've been dealing with, we talk about those things in our friend group. We talk about them not just when we're together, we talk about it in our group chat. Like if we had a rough day, we talk about it. If somebody that pissed us off, we talk about it. If we need some time and we be away from the group, we talk about it. Hey y'all, I'm busy doing XYZ. All right, we know what's happening with her, so we don't have to keep bugging and figure out, because let me tell you, if you don't answer the call, group chat or something, you get ran down on in this group right here. Speaking of, I'm still waiting for somebody to call me back from 2 days ago.
She's talking about me, y'all.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah.
But I think like we're fortunate in this group that we're all kind of like independent outside of our relationships, and that we can kind of maneuver that, because I do know some people that can't separate their romantic relationship from having other relationships outside of the house.
That's gotta be tiring.
You know what I mean? I know some
that's what I was
people that like, I don't know what the reason is, but it's like I always gotta be with my spouse.
They get married and they say,
right.
"Oh, you my best friend."
All
they
the
my
friends
best
are
friend.
gone.
Yeah.
You always with them. Like that's
Well, and then those people are always the people, in my opinion, that when something happens, they have no idea what to do. They don't have an outlet, and
They fall apart.
Their whole world is shaken upside down because you have made this person your whole
Everything.
self.
Because I'm
Like, you
adamant
lose
in saying,
yourself.
don't make me your world.
Please
don't make
don't.
me your world.
Please
Because
don't.
I mess
both
around.
for men
Yeah.
and women. Like you need to have
Yeah.
relationships outside of your household.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, like
It's to me it's healthy.
yeah,
It's
like
healthy.
how is it healthy to always just never have
Guys,
nothing
I want
outside
to tell
the house?
y'all this because this is coming from 5 women. We want you to get you some friends. We want you to get you some healthy relationships outside of your household.
Right.
Not cheating with other bitches, but
For
we,
other men.
that part too. But we want you to have
Right.
relationships that you can have people because what I
'Cause I got some
find,
people.
what I find is for myself, I have different friend groups, like in this group and in other groups, I have different people that I can go to for different advice depending on what stage or what I have going on, be it be work or, you know, personal or kids or whatever, buying a home or fixing your credit or whatever. I have friends that I can go in different pockets. I don't feel like guys always have that. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like guys are afraid to talk about the vulnerable things that's happening with them. Like, it's okay to go to your close guy friend and ask him for advice on what should I do if I'm over here tapping on my girl nerves and she ain't talking to me no more. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to do something different or elevate myself and I don't know how to do it. Or I'm in a rut and she can't really help me and you are a guy so you can maybe help me get through that. I feel like you need those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, even being a parent, I feel like guys don't reach out to other strong males to see like what you're doing and how you navigate work and home balance. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Y'all expect for us as women, because that's what we do. We have the kids, we go to work, we take care of the household. We need you to come in and do some of those things as well. Come in and relieve, you know, like for Tish. Tish says for her, for Mother's Day, it's okay if you just take the kids out the house. You ain't got to buy her not one thing. But if you give her the house to herself, I said Tish, that's what she said, and she's okay with that. You know what I'm saying? You have to know your person. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you have healthy relationships with other guys that's elevating themselves and kind of figured out how to, you know, navigate those things, it's okay to talk about your feelings if you don't want to talk about it.
I want to ask E, how do you balance? You don't have necessarily a spouse per se, but you have children and you have a friend life and you have a work life. What are some things you do to balance and give everybody that time that they might need?
I don't know if I really balance it. I think how do I put this? I feel like I just do what I gotta do. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like there's no thought to it. It's just, I'm like, I literally have OCD.
So when you are like that, do you feel like you have any time for yourself because you're spreading it out between everybody else?
I don't. I like, it's so bad how bad my regimen is that on my phone, my maps tells me where I'm going next. Like, it's constant. Like, I don't have that wiggle room.
Siri get in my business like that too, but I'd be like, bitch, I ain't going
Okay,
right
so
now.
E, let me ask you, do you want that? Do you want to have a separation from what you normally do, or are you okay with what the way that it is right now?
Honestly, I don't know because I'm so used to it. But I mean, I think I would like a more proactive co-parent to assist with things, because I feel like I have a decent co-parent, but I just think when you have that other parent gets to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it.
They have a choice.
They have
you don't
a
have
choice.
a choice.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I gotta make it work regardless of
Yeah.
what happens. So I just feel like that's probably why I don't want to really do anything on the weekends, because I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm literally exhausted. Don't call me. Don't ask me, because I like to say I probably won't come. But sometimes I get that wild hair where I'm like, ooh, I do kind of want to get out, but then I don't really want to get out. Like it's just the.
Now I do come to a lot of stuff. I might have to make an arrangement or two. But if it's something that I feel like, I'm not gonna miss, if it's, something that y'all have going on, a birthday, or this, something you've invited me to, and,
But how do you balance that with your life? I mean, I think that's the kind of question that everybody can answer.
For me, I don't think, it's not hard for me because I have help. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, I go to what I want to go to. Mm-hmm. I go to what, what's important, and like, I don't have to go out every week. Most of us don't. Well, Keitha do because she's a busybody. But most of us don't like just, always in the club. We don't do clubs and stuff like that anyway. But I'm just saying, like, I don't always have to be on the go. But if y'all invite me somewhere, I'm going to make arrangements to come. Right. And so I don't think, like, people on the outside of our friendships realize it's not. They have a different perception of what we do and how we do it and what we're actually doing. Right. And so, even like, people will be like, oh, I seen your friends out. You wasn't with them. Yeah, I heard you. Right.
So let me tell y'all my balance.
We don't do every single thing together.
Right. And it's
that's
okay.
Our balance. Like, we don't do every single thing together, and that is okay.
I sometimes find it hard to tell people no. I sometimes find it hard to give myself time to myself, and I'm always there for everybody doing everything. Like, I show up to everything. I always feel obligated to do so. And some people, it's real easy for them to be like, hey, I know I was going to do this, but I'm not doing it. Mm-hmm. And they don't give you nothing else. They just drop you off right there, and that's just what it is. And if it's me, I feel guilt. I don't know why, but I do. I feel very guilty to be like, oh my gosh, they included me. They were dependent on me. Yeah. Like, I have to be there because I said that I was going to. It's one thing if I didn't say I was going to, but if I said I was going to do something to then come back and say I'm not going to do it, I feel so guilty that it eats me up that I just do it because I've said that I've committed to it even if I don't want to no more. You know what I'm saying? So for myself, it's a little different. Although I am that what I call the floater, I don't always want to be the floater. And I also
you run yourself low like that.
That's true. But I also feel like sometimes people have an expectation from you that they don't know they put on you because you're normally that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I am the one, like, out of all of us that I like, even though Tam has Bailey and she's 15 and she can, kind of run on her own. She still has a kid that's in school. So if we're traveling or doing something or whatever the case might be, I don't have to make no arrangements for nobody but Pookie, which is the dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could just get up and go at any time. But also, which means that anytime that anybody else in the group wants to do something, they've already made arrangements, so I just jump on board, but it's not the other way around. They can't just jump on board when I want to do something because I'm free to do
most of the time.
We
be there all the time.
Yeah, so let me
I didn't say that y'all did, but I'm just saying,
like, most of the time.
So let me ask this question: just because you, Tiff, and you, Tam, are single, and you, E, I just wanna ask how
he say let me know she's single. Everybody single, raise your hand.
And I wanna find out, do you see any difference between your hanging out with your married friend versus hanging out with your single friends? Is that, from a single perspective, is it harder to hang out with your married friends? Do you see more?
I don't see a difference because I just see y'all as my friends, and wherever you are.
But do y'all run into more roadblocks?
No, I don't. I don't feel like any roadblocks that's had is not because you're married versus single, in my opinion. That has no bearings on my relationship with my friends, because when I hang out with y'all, we normally just hang out with each other. We're not out doing XYZ and all these other extra things anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like whether I'm just with Tam, or if I'm with the group, or if I'm just with Tish, who is married, or Keitha, who's married, or whatever, it's pretty much I'm doing the same thing. I would be doing the same thing that I would be doing by myself than I do with them. You know what I'm saying? I just normally have a good time with my friends, and I'm just hanging out with them. That is the dynamics of our relationship. I'm very aware that my friends have husbands and they have kids and all those things, and I feel that I'm very respectful of those things. I ain't never gonna tell you to do something or try to encourage you to do something that you shouldn't be doing. Actually, somebody should be encouraging me to do something. You understand what I'm saying? But that ain't what we do. But what's so funny? What am I missing? I missed something, y'all. It's beyond us.
So I'll say in being, like I say, the single person in this friend group, yeah, I don't find that I have any roadblocks other than if I'm gonna bring a new guy around. I feel like maybe they spouses or they men might look at me crazy because I'm like, oh, she was just with someone. Stay out my motherfucking business.
And then guess what? Stay
Yeah,
out my friends.
don't. And I already know my friends like, hey, don't
worry about yourself.
Yeah, worry about yourself.
Okay.
I fuck around and be like, who? I didn't even see that.
Right. I'll be
But
like,
I also think like we have, like Tiff said, like I don't even see like the relationship statuses because we do a good job at like just staying connected. Like we show up for each other, even if we bringing our kids or you know whatever the case may be. Like we show up for each other, we do things together. You know if it's something you can't do, you know, but it's not like. I always can't make it. We make those arrangements to do what we have to do and be there for.
I will say for myself, the way that I balance is make sure, because I am married, I try to make sure that my husband and I have our time also. So I make sure that I plan fun dates for us too. So he can't feel like, oh, you always with your friends or you always got something else going on and you always doing this and that, but me and you don't know. So I try to stay connected. Sometimes it can be exhausting. But because I'm a busybody, I'm always okay with it. Now, when I get in the bed, I'm out like a light. But I try to make sure I split my time up. Me and my husband have a good time together. Me and my kids, I do what I can do. You know, when my boys are pretty much, they don't want to do nothing with me no more. But I try to do what I can.
Parents are lame.
If you get a picture, you be doing all right.
Right.
Right. And then I try to keep myself for myself. I feel like it's not even about my friends. That's just my own personal opinion. Just like Tip said, it's therapy for me. Right. If I like to dress up. I want to put my makeup on, put my lashes on, get my hair pretty, put on me something real cute, go take some flick up, look like the kids say flick up, take me some cute little pictures wherever we are, with my junk in my hand.
That's what they
say. My mama go flick up.
Oh, okay. Learn something new.
So that's what I like to do. And I feel like that's me balancing. That's me, that's my kids, and that's my husband. And I'm able to incorporate all that and balance it. And then when I get tired and I don't want to do it no more, then I guess they got me to themselves.
Right. I guess I don't understand what is the difference with hanging out with your friends or your family versus if you're a workaholic.
There is something. It depends on who you ask.
Yeah. I mean, that's
people
true.
got opinions about all kind of stuff.
I mean, you have a lot of men or women that have a problem with their spouses overworking. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because I'm tell y'all right now, it's this guy that I talk to every now and again, and we just kind of exchange some words because he's a workaholic. And here's my thing. Hey, that's great. Do your thing. Work your job. He was like, well, you don't want a bum. Well, you absolutely right. I don't. But at the same time, what's happened is you don't have time for me. And that's okay. So I'm just like, hey, do whatever it is you're going to do. I'll never tell anybody that, I mean, that's how you get your bread. That's how you get your bread. But you don't have time for me. And he doesn't understand that. And I'm just
and what people don't understand is in new relationships that I'm trying to build, really,
I don't have to put up with it.
I need to bond with you.
Yeah.
We ain't got no bonding time, then we ain't cool. I mean, we really don't have anything to hinge on.
Because it's easy for me to just be like, oh, okay, next.
Yeah. But I don't think men understand that. Being a workaholic, they don't think it is a bad thing. They think, oh, I'm out here hustling, I'm trying to, do whatever, but not realizing the effect it has on your other party.
And I'm like, if you don't have time, you say you have time, but you have this amount of time for me, and that's not.
But you don't want me to learn how to live without you.
Oh,
right.
Baby.
Because when you do, you're gonna be looking for me with a flashlight.
How do you guys balance your home life, work life, kids, and your friendships? Let us know.
We want to know. Send us some questions and answers and comments and stuff because we're gonna bring it back up. We're gonna do something like the red table, but it ain't gonna be red. You know
Drop that in the comments and let us know.
Drop it down, drop low, and show me how to twerk. Remember, I said that.
Okay.
Don't
and twerk. And this baby, please let my baby
drop it low.
Learn how. Oh Lord. Learn how.
Get it, friend.
Come on.
The good knees.
Oh wait, hold on.
You just bragged on her knees and she
I
can't
know.
go.
Now you.
I mean,
next time. Bye. I call my friends.
Hey.
And they call their friends.
Now you're on the line getting tea from so-called friends.